Welcome, everyone. We're into the second Sunday of Ordinary Time, and I wanted to start off with just a comment about the first reading. The prophet says, I can't keep my mouth shut. And I feel exactly the same way. I feel like I've got a handle on the world of the Spirit, and I want so desperately for people to understand that the material world is the limiting experience. The spiritual world is the unlimited experience. And in the second reading, this is an application of what we were talking about last week. If you recall, we were talking about baptism being initiation into a community that thinks in the spirit dimension. And if you get to that point where you look and become familiar with the spiritual dimension, then you know that absolutely everything is in perfect place. And there is all this diversity that God has created to make our world such a wonderful place. And in that second reading it says, God gives all kind of different gifts to each person. And if you understand that, then you are busy giving the talents that you have to the world. And you never have to be in competition with anybody. This past week, I got a link from one of my students who originally lived in Cleveland. And while I was there, she and her parents took me to a restaurant at Shaker Square in Shaker Heights, Ohio. And we went to the restaurant that's called Edwin's Restaurant. And this man, as a teenager, was arrested, and the judge had such compassion on this youngster that he commuted a 10-year sentence in prison. And that changed this young man's life. His name is Brandon Rostovsky. And what he did is he got involved in restaurant business after he got out of the courtroom. And that was part of his punishment, that he had to be involved in some kind of creative activity. Well, he got so into the restaurateur business that he decided that he was going to use the business to help other prison inmates. And so he started this restaurant called Edwin's Restaurant. It's 5-star French cuisine, and everyone who works in the restaurant are all former inmates of prisons. And because I had the opportunity to go there myself, it was such a wonderful experience. These people who thought their lives were at an end when they came out of prison were given this opportunity. And they are being trained in this restaurant so that when they leave, they will be professionals to be able to continue work in the same field. My dear friends, We have to pay attention to how God works in each one of us. With Brandon, it was to help other people who were coming out of prison. But you have unique talents. And when you use those, you're going to feel so fulfilled. And as I said before, you will never have to be in competition with anybody else. Now that's a huge shift in thought process, which moves us into a spiritual awareness that we don't have now. We're all into this heavy competition. I'm right, you're wrong. And the love process gets lost. My challenge to you is, are you willing to make that shift completely into the spirit world? In my estimation, the only way you're going to do that is to get into meditation, because that's where you come in touch with unlimited energy that can help you to become anything you want to be, or anything you are being called to be. Please, during this coming week, if you are a meditator, rededicate yourself to that exercise and pay attention to the direction that comes to you from meditation. If you're not a meditator, please look into the possibility of learning something about meditation. We have a great deal of information on our website which can get you started. But when you connect with that divine, cosmic, unconditional love here, you're going to find out clearly where you should be moving. And then you will find the fullness that Jesus spoke about. Have a wonderful week, and God bless you all.